Talking Stick Resort, Justin Clark, Adrian Adgers, London Benford, and Reggie Smith alongside their leading scorer, Steve Wooten.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on Justin Clark. This team has a tendency to turn the basketball over a lot. If he does a good job controlling the basketball, getting them into their sets, they could be competitive tonight.
Time now to introduce you to GCU. Time for the starting five for head coach Bryce Drew and the GCU Lopes, brought to you by Talking Stick Resort. Mikey Dixon, Javon Blackshirt Jr., Oscar Freyer, Alessandro Laver, and Asbjorn Midgard.
Yeah, let's keep our eye on Blackshirt Jr. He's going to have
limited attendance, obviously, with COVID. We are underway.
I tell you what, limited attendance, but you never know by the noise. The cheerleaders and the band and what few students out are here can't crank it up.
Yes, they do. Mikey Dixon inside. Laver backing in. Big right hand, and the Lopes are on the board.
Well, we talk about banging them inside. Look out below. That was an easy one right there. Let him catch it on that left block. He goes to that left shoulder turn. That's an easy right-hand jump hook. You have to bring a double team faster or get him into a different type of move.
Benford off the mark. Midgard up. Blackshirt, Mikey Dixon alone, let it teardrop.
Well, grabbing boards, snatching rebounds, getting down transition, using your wheels.
Wooten, their leading scorer, off the mark, pulled down by Laver.
Yeah, Laver and Midgard and Frere and Gabe McLaughlin, all those guys should have a full time on the boards tonight.
Bombs away, Laver for three. Oh my!
They haven't played since Saturday, but you wouldn't know it. I mean, that's the way you start a basketball game. 2 buckets inside, you get a transition basket, you get a second out of your secondary break, you get a clean look at the three.
Coming into the paint, ooh, careful, long distance Clark. That's off the mark. Big rebound, Laver able to gather it in.
You can see right now this Bethesda team's going to have a tough time getting any second chance opportunities.
Oh, all alone, Dixon.
Spun the ball in his hand, a chance to read the paper. There's nobody closed out on him. Already, the Lopes have 10 quick points. We haven't even played 2 minutes of this game.
Wooten leading the team, 23 points per game, over 10 rebounds, long three. He hits it. That was a long three.
That was out where Steph Curry and the boys shoot from, wasn't it? I tell you what, that was deep. I always say, we were watching them warm up. They were doing a drill where they were shooting 3-pointers. They missed 8 in a row. I didn't think they could hit one from outside, but connect on an early three here in this game. Uh-oh.
Inside, foul under there. Wooten hitting about 29% from three-point land, but nothing but net on that long distance three.
Yeah, that one was pure. And then again, they come back inside. They get Midgard on that right block, which is his favorite block. Just throw it right over the top of the defense. And he does such a good job using that 270-pound frame of his and really just moving guys out of the way. Here he is again.
Oh, Midgard's pass picked off.
Yeah, he spun that one out of his hands pretty quickly. Uh-oh.
Adgers lost it. Got it back again. Freyer trying to pick his pocket. Charge.
Well, Mikey Dixon stepped in that driving lane, but I thought he bailed out of the way before the contact got there, but officials gave him the benefit of the whistle there.
Off to the fastest 10 points this season.
Oh, for sure. It didn't take 90 seconds, did it?
No. 18:50 on the clock. Laver, soft right hand off the window.
Yeah, they're just going to dominate inside. I mean, it's going to be big fella Ash on the right block and Laver over on that left block. They're going to have their way. They're going to soften them up down low. 7 points and 3 boards for Alessandro Labor and give Midgard another rebound.
Midgard's going to pile up some rebounds. Beyond the arc. Oh, my. Still not really well advised.
I know he's hit one on the season, but really why? It's not going to matter at the end of this basketball game, but that's not your strength. Go on inside. Ooh. Knock it down.
Wooten again.
Woo. Boy, I tell you what. Came to play.
Mikey Dixon. Look pretty, doesn't go.
Posting up Blackshear, they don't give him the ball. Now he's got it.
Oh, underneath.
Yeah, that was a move. Blackshear was in a bad way down there. Big size advantage and giving up about 20 or 30 pounds. They didn't give him the ball, but he went on the offensive board and got it himself. He got all 8 of their points, doesn't he?
Yep. Lopes ball, 20 on the shot clock. Just underway here at GCU Arena in Phoenix. So glad you could join us. We'll be back with you tomorrow afternoon. Cato out the pregame show at 1:30. Blackshear from the corner. Good.
Give me a two-pointer on that one. Must have a toe on the line there. Blackshear came back. He didn't like getting posted up for that last possession. He said, let me get in the scoring column.
Wooten again.
How about Wooten?
I want to defend the guy a little bit tighter.
Hey, what with that last bucket, Labor moved into 4th place all-time GCU scoring. You're going to make a note of that one there. And that's where you're supposed to eat. Yep. Big fella's got to go down there on that right block. It's like a smorgasbord. It's all you can eat down there, big fella. No sense to go out there on the outside.
Wooten again. That one's off the mark. Up for Labor. Bam, baby!
Look at the big fella using his wheels. Oh, my goodness. They're banging him in the side. Coach needs a timeout, takes a timeout. 10-2 advantage points in the paint.
Football to some universities that participate. But really, guys, this is exciting news for all of the athletic programs here at GCU.
That was a very exciting week from NRG Stadium in Houston. As the Flames hit another long-distance shot. This time it wasn't Wooten, it was Justin Clark.
Yeah, Justin Clark, he's that guy we were talking about there in that starting lineup. He was able to knock that one down. Lopes got to do a better job closing out on those outside shooters. They're getting banged over the top of the head from outside the arc. 4 for 9 now are the Flames. Was that our guy Labor again?
Yeah.
5 for 5 to start this game. We see you're coming out here doing a great job.
21-14, GCU on top. Benford leaves it for Wooten. Wooten backs up. Sean Miller-Moore eyeing him. McLaughlin's on the court. Jaden Stone trying to contest it. Short, off the mark. McLaughlin with the rebound. Swarmed by a couple of Flames. Busted up to Blackshear. Blackshear goes right. Sean Miller-Moore takes it into the paint. Ooh, almost got stripped of it. Back out Labor. He wants 3. Give it to him. This guy's on fire.
Oh my goodness. Labor right now, the basket's looking as big as a hula hoop. He's throwing them in inside and out.
Counter that, another bucket by Clark.
Yeah, Clark knocking him down. Once he got a little bit of the scoring action, he wanted some more of that too. So Clark and Wooten and Labor and Midgard are the 4 on the floor that are just having a field day out there.
Flames 5 of 10 from the arc.
Look this one more time. I love this one by Miller-Moore. Get that ball below the free throw line. Everybody's got to collapse to the basket, and then you pitch it out to one of your perimeter shooters. And Labor right now providing all that offensive firepower from behind the arc. How many threes he got tonight? 3? 3 threes, and he hadn't even played 7 minutes.
In the ballgame for the Lopes, number 2, James McMillan.
McMillan comes in for Blackshear.
See Dima Zador over there in street clothes just greeted Blackshear as he came off the floor. He must have tweaked something on that road trip. Let's see if we can get an update on what's going on with him. He's on his feet. He's acting like an admitted. It's to the coaching staff, so it wasn't a lower body injury, that's for sure.
your guy, too. I mean,
yeah, he only played in one minute that entire roadie. I figured something must have been
in and out.
Something had gone wrong with him. But again, just one rebound for the Flames, and Lopes pushed that ball to the offensive end quickly.
Wow.
Ball called on the Flames, number 10.
There he is. He's up there screaming, yelling.
Look at him.
Yelling at the guys out there on the floor. Not supposed to take his face mask down, though. The coach is going to get him for that one. Looks like he's put on some muscle over the holidays, too.
Wish I could say the same. Little teardrop for Labor.
My goodness, Labor. I'm losing track. Is that 7 for 7 for 17 points?
That's correct, sir. Pulled down.
They must have told him you're only going to play 10 minutes in this game, so he's trying to get it all in as fast as he can.
Well on his way.
Got 10 minutes to play, so look at this.
Oh, look at here, look at there! Bam! Sean Miller-Moore.
I like this Miller-Moore kid. You know, a Power 5 conference. He got that basketball, and his eyes got as big as saucers. As he said. On the neck of this Flames team, real quickly here in this first 6 minutes.
GCU 80% shooting, 8 assists on 12 field goals, 14-2 the margin in the paint.
Wooten's got a nice game, right? You can see with this kid, he's got a smooth little rhythm to his game. He catches the ball. He's sure about what he wants to do with it, whether he's out on the perimeter or he's even inside.
Wooten at the line. 68%. Hits the front end. Bounces out. Wooten with 12 points, 4 of 7 from the field, 3 of 5 from the arc. Sean Miller-Moore over the top to Midgard, big right-handed in.
You know, he could just turn his left hand laid off the glass, but he's so accustomed of using that strong left shoulder turn. He actually took himself further away from the basket, but when you're shooting 70% from the field the way he is in that painted area, it doesn't really matter.
London Benford into the corner. High arching shot off the mark. It'll be a Bethesda basketball. Looks like it went off of Lloyd. And Lloyd getting some minutes.
Yeah, I think this might be one of those things where Coach Drew, especially the back-to-back situation, kind of a weaker opponent, you're going to get a lot of guys into this basketball game. Was that our guy Wooten again?
That's Wooten.
Wow, 15 for Wooten now.
Lloyd. Over the top to Midgard. Midgard in the paint. Midgard
maybe a little contact, maybe a little flop there, but anyway, going the other way.
32-21, Lopes on top.
Out there. I like this kid in the minutes when we've seen him out there on the floor. He's got real quick feet, stays in front of his man well. I want to see him get some transition baskets. I get the team to get some transition baskets. Here he goes. He's pushing it.
Boyd pulled down the rebound. Stop, pop. McMillan, a little heavy. Rebound. Here come the Flames. Wooten to Benford. Benford cuts out. Backs up. Looks right. Right to Smith rotating around. Lloyd's on him. Benford. Williams leaves it there. Smith, long distance, good.
Reggie Smith for 3.
Well, I don't know what to say because I watched this team warm up for about an hour and a half. They were on the floor shooting 3 shots, outside shots that hardly made anything. They come out tonight, they've shot 16 threes, and they've knocked down 7 of them.
Show you. Boyd busts through that. Labor, big right hook, and he's got it now. A new mark for first half scoring with 19.
19 points. Wow. On 8 of 8 shooting, I don't believe this kid's missed a field goal yet. I once set a record at North Carolina, 12 for 12 from the field, but it took me the entire game to do it. He might do that in the first half.
McMillan call for the foul. Lloyd's going to check out. Dixon and Blacksher come in. McMillan will take a seat as well.
Mikey Dixon, Javon Blacksher Jr.
Laver's career high for first half previously was 18. He did that twice, including December 1st against Mississippi Valley. Bedford takes the inbound. With 10.5 to go, opening half. Hatcher, long three, short off the front of the rim, pulled down by Blacksher underneath.
Well, you got Wooten and Frere down there wrestling for position underneath, and I thought it was pretty clean. Both guys kind of banging a little bit, and they whistled Frere for the hole down there. He had one heck of a road trip.
Oh, did he?
I really like the way he, Coach Drew, you had a chance to talk to him a little bit in the pregame show, and said it took him a while to shake some of that rust off his game, but he has come back in a big way. He's been a rim protector. He's been playing great defense, and he's shown a lot of senior leadership, even though he's got one more year left to go. I really think that this kid's going to have a real positive impact on his team for the next year and a half.
Hard not to pull for him with a great attitude. Underneath, what a beautiful pass. Speaking of Oscar.
Yeah, Midgard using that size around the basket. If you're going to front the big fella, you got to make sure that you got somebody on that weak side that can come over and not just let him catch and turn and go right to the hoop.
Benford. Justin Clark. By Mikey Dixon. Clark looked inside. Nice feed to Adrian Adgers.
Nice execution. Yep. Got the guy cutting across from the weak side, right down on that block. Someone fell asleep on the weak side, peeking at the ball.
Laver to Midgard, waiting patiently, a little kiss.
Yeah, well, Midgard. I tell you what, if you're a point or shooting guard, you've got a big target like that you can throw it to.
Picked off. Frere on the run. Bam!
Well, Blacksher had a little interference for Frere to get his steps right. Frere took off and threw one down the way we just saw Miller Moore throw one down with a little extra sauce on it.
Near side. 3 attempt short. Midgard hands it over to Blacksher. Blacksher up for Laver. Laver kicks back over to Frere. Long three. Blacksher off the mark.
I thought Frere was going to shoot that three. He knocked down 4 of them out there at Tarleton. Look at this deep.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, Wooten. I'll tell you what, Wooten says anything Laver can do, I can do too. He got 18 points. Keeping them around too. I mean, I know they're down double figures, but if he had been hitting the way he has, it would be really ugly out there.
Look at there.
There's the three by Frere we wanted on that last possession. I thought he was a little too unselfish. He made the extra pass to Blacksher, and this time he said, I'm not going to do that twice, and knocks down his first outside ball. Block shot.
Quickly up for Mikey Dixon. Up high, Oscar Frere!
That's something I like about this team. Dixon could have gotten in there and laid that off glass, but he bundled over to his buddy so he could go down and throw a little something extra on it. And that's what we're seeing out of this Bryce Drew ball club, that the unselfish style of play become real infectious. These guys like playing with and for one another.
Having fun tonight. Adrian picked up Frere. Look at the D. Full inbound. Oscar Frere doing it both ends of the court. One huge monster block.
Jerry Colangelo and GCU were doing to revive this basketball program, but he was just such a fun person. I like talking to him in the commercial breaks because we could talk about events happening around the basketball world and also just in life. He was a great guy.
Definitely supported the Christian mission of this university and brought that fast break style of play for 2 seasons. And that 1988 NAIA National Championship that many alumni and fans of the Lopes going back to those years will always cherish here.
That makes me sad. I'm sorry. It kind of gets me choked up a little bit. Being the president of the Players Association here at the Phoenix chapter, we had a game at the Suns to honor Westy, went to the Hall of Fame, and he was just so gracious, wanting to give thanks for me putting things together. I'm like, no, I mean, it's just, that night was all about him. It was just such a good guy. Yeah, I'm just gonna miss him.
It's funny hearing Charles Barkley say when he came to Phoenix, everybody had always been named Charles. You know, everybody said Charles.
Sir Charles.
Yeah. But Paul called him Chuck.
That's the first guy to ever call him Chuck.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm Chuck now. Like, Paul could do that.
He just rolled with it, yeah.
Awesome. We'll miss Coach Westphal. Gone too soon at the age of 70. Brain cancer.
In the ball game for the Lopes, number
47-32 the score. GCU on top of Bethesda. 6:15 to go, opening half. It's good just to be back on the court.
Well, Lopes, I mean, offensively, this is a season high, 48 points in the first half. And we still got 6 minutes and 8 seconds to go.
Big man have been a big story here. You love to hear that, right? 29 points, 9 rebounds in the opening half.
I love the bigs. The bigs are getting it done.
Oh, hey, how about that in the corner, Justin Clark?
Clark's knocked down a couple here in the last 4 or 5 minutes of this basketball game from long range. Blackshirt, he's been looking to get his offensive game going too. So you don't want to have all the bigs having all the fun down low.
Lopes trying to contest that three. Uncontested there. That doesn't go. They had a little bit of a problem in Vegas contesting the three. Laver can't rally that pass.
Yeah, that's the first mistake Laver's had all game, if you could even call it one, because that was a tough one. It was kind of like, I'm running straight down. I got to reach back kind of over my shoulder and twisting my body while I'm moving backwards while I'm moving forward. He just couldn't come up with it. He slid about 12 feet along that baseline. It'd be a big wet spot for those ball boys to wipe up on that one.
Under 5.5 to go, opening half. Big three attempt off the mark, hustling back. Good move by Malcolm Williams to keep it alive. Adgers off the mark. Underneath, Clark, turnaround, big right hand, off the mark. Sean Miller-Moore brings it up.
Yeah, and you could see Midgard down there to challenge that shot. Made him shoot a little higher than he wanted to, and he missed it.
Foul. Adger. Third on him.
Miller-Moore took that shot upside the head there. Tough, rub some dirt on it. As much as the Lopes have scored, you look at the score, it's a 14-point game. It's not like they're getting beat by 25. And there's a lot of time left in this one, but Flames are kind of hanging around. It's kind of what they want to do. See if they can maybe claw into this deficit, try to get it down to 9 before the break. They got 5 minutes to do it. They can knock down some more of those outside shots. The problem is with a short bench, they only traveled 8 guys over here from California. Will those legs start to go on them, all those outside threes that they've been knocking down? They're going to be harder to come by later this half or in the second half.
Oh, the left hand doesn't go, and Laver's going to be called. Trying to go after the miss.
His first miss of the basketball game, it was right at the rim. He's a little shocked they missed it too, and he committed the foul. Like, wait, that's not supposed to, that's got to go in. Maybe trying to get it back and got whistled for the foul.
They better go take a seat and think about that mistake.
Come back with McLaughlin. I think that's a real exactly. For Coach Drew to take a big guy out like a Laver and come back with an energy bunny like McLaughlin, that's a good problem to have.
Sportis in the game. Badgers picked up that third. Smith. Rashad Smith all over him.
He really was like a blanket. Nice switching defense on the perimeter. Only 3 to shoot.
Snuck around Sean Miller-Moore, but good defense there.
Well, I don't know if they're going to put a half a second back on the shot clock, or I guess they're saying 1 more second back on the shot clock, because it was just about to expire. Look at this one here. Comes back, stays down, doesn't go for the pump fake, gets that block. Nice job. Got to shoot it quick. Oh, he turned it over.
McMillan up high. Bam, baby.
Wow, McMillan loves it. Miller Moore loves it. That's how you execute a fast break right there. You get that steal and you just get out and go.
They got out and went.
That's a couple times now these perimeter guys have given it up to the high flyers. You know, Oscar Freire got one, and then Miller Moore gets another one. This team's just having some fun. We get that steal right here, and then one on the shot clock. Miller jumps on it, goes, okay, go get it, big fella.
Fast break. Edge 10-0 for the Lopes. In the paint, they're 28-4 the margin. McMillan. Up high to Sean Miller Moore, just reaches over with the right hand and just lays it in the hoop.
It's just a haste time on that, right? It's like you thought he was going to catch it and have to dunk it, but he just kind of simmered around the basket like it was a slow cooker and just kind of decided, okay, now I'll drop it in.
Picked it off, turnover, Rashad Smith, bounce to Miller Moore. Oh, it's the Sean Miller Moore show.
And Lion. This kid's having this is a rim record tonight. 20-point advantage now for the Lope, the largest of the game on back-to-back Miller Moore shots at the rim.
Oh, defense tight. Rashad Smith, long distance, off the mark, lit guard.
Well, it was 14-point deficit for the Flames, and you thought, well, if they could get it to 9, and maybe they had a shot, but Lopes just put on the pressure and got a bunch of turnovers in a row, and Miller Moore's been the beneficiary of those turnovers as he's just been able to attack the rim. 20-point advantage now with 55 points here in the first half.
6-0 run in the last minute. Smith drives baseline. Knocked out by the Lopes. Career high in the Division I for Sean Miller Moore is 12 versus Colorado on December 22nd. Keep an eye on that.
Well, he's sitting on 10 right now, and he's 4 for 4. I don't think he's got a shot. If you had the, chart his shots, I don't think they'd all be right inside the cylinder. That's a nice one right there. A nice execution of that baseline out of bound play. He's trying to get himself 20 points here in this first half. In fact, he's got himself 21.
7 of 13 from the field, 5 of 10 from the arc is Steve Wooten. Down low to Midgard. Oh, no doubt about that one.
Look out below. One of those keys we were talking about is throwing it into those big fellas, letting them just take a drop step and dunking it. What was that they just showed there on the bench? It kind of looked over late.
Ethan Sprout.
Well, he had a little scruff going there, didn't he?
Dimas Adore is up on his feet. He is like pacing around.
Yeah, I wonder what his problem, not his problem, what his issue is, why he's not playing tonight, because it's not anything to do with his ankles or his knees.
Ton of energy.
He's been
going to run into Bryce Drew.
He's literally been up more, I think, than Coach Drew.
Yep.
He's down there being the coach of the reserves down there.
He's going to bring out the whiteboard in a minute, start marking up something. Here, look at him. He's just pacing right there. He's got some jewelry there in the ear.
Maybe his injury is to his bottom, and that's why he doesn't want to sit down.
Oh, there you go.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
His arms seem to be working fine. His legs seem to be working fine. I just haven't seen him bend.
Midgard drains it. 20-point lead. 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Good to see for GCU.
Yeah, they've struggled from the line somewhat. And then Midgard now, he got 14. They already taken Laver out. He's probably got ice on his knees already. He might be done in this one here in the first half.
Liam Lloyd checks back in. McLaughlin, Chance McMillan, Rashad Smith, Bryce Oakpo on the court. Smith, step back, travel.
Yeah, I think some of you guys have been watching that pro move by James Harden where he takes about 4 little side steps to create some space to be able to knock down those outside shots that NBA's letting him get away with it, which just drives me nuts as a big. God forbid I drug my pivot foot.
Rashad Smith on a sweet feed from Liam Lloyd.
That was a well-designed play and well executed by the players. Give Coach Drew the assist on that one, but give the players a big hand clap for going out there and executing that one nicely.
Lopes are having fun tonight.
That's another travel.
Yep.
And that's because Gabe McLaughlin was all up in his shorts there, playing good, solid defense. This kid's gone for 21 points, and they said, okay, McLaughlin, go get him, and forced him into the travel there, Wooten.
Smith quickly, Lloyd wants three. Good for the freshman.
Yeah, that's the one you got to have. Everything's going well. You've been passing the ball and dishing it off. You come off, there's nobody within 5 feet of you. Practice that one too many times and practice not to take advantage of when you get your shot to gain.
Lloyd's first Division I three-pointer. A scoring machine in high school. Coach's son.
First personal, 18 foul.
Just one more time here. This is a nice one there. There's a nice screen by Oakpo. We haven't seen him in a while. And then really gets his guy, cleans him up. I said 5 feet. That was more like 10 feet. Good pick there by Oakpo. I wish they would really chart those. I would have been a phenomenal player if they charted how many screens I set to get shooters open. Maybe like from Michael Jordan, Dana Barrows. I'll tell you what, I have some great stats.
Woo! Paid the price.
Is that Oakpo charging in there? That's a nice one. He's setting another big screen, and then he rolls to the basket. And with the better screen you set, the more opportunity you're going to have to be open as you roll. But unfortunately for Oakpo, he doesn't go up off of 2 feet in that situation and then charges into the guy that's just outside that restricted area. The Lopes haven't done too many things poorly today, but they're going to have a... Just trying to figure out how to stop. Look at Wooten, 3 attempts. And he knocks it down.
Stayed with it.
Wooten, 23 points to match his 23 on his jersey there. What is he averaging, 25 on the season?
Right around that.
Got that in the first half.
Yep. McMillan deals back. Smith puts it down beyond the arc. Good. Oh, they're feeling it. All these guys. What a confidence builder.
Once you go inside for a basket, and all of a sudden that outside shot looks a little bit sweeter. 27-point advantage for the Lopes heading into the locker room. And I would say the crowd's going wild, but there's not that much of a crowd, but they are going wild.
Why not? Friday night, up by 27.
Haven't seen the team play in 30 days. What a half for the Lopes. Boy, I tell you, no half stepping in that half.
Nope. 67-40, the halftime score. Lots of offense.
These guys to guard against that, come out here with that same sort of energy and intensity to start the second half as they did to start the game.
67 points, a first half record for GCU. Previously 55, done multiple times. Last time, remember? December 27th, 2017. Remember that? Morgan State in Vegas.
Oh, that's right. We were at that one, weren't we?
Yeah.
And that's not going to make Coach Drew happy because his emphasis was to guard that three-point line. The first shot they give up is a look from behind the arc.
Midgard gets his own rebound. Open arm.
That was the Moses Malone play right there. Say, I'm going to get this one. I can make this first one, but I'm going to put it right on the front of the rim so I can grab it again, pad my rebounding stats, make sure I get my season bonus, and then I'll go back up and finish it. McCarty, but he catches that basketball in traffic. And a lot of young bigs' tendency is, oh, I got to put this ball down to power it back up. Well, that's what you lose your advantage, and the little guys come in and they strip the ball away. Half the time they grab your arm, and the officials won't call it. But Midgard does a good job of really keeping that ball high. For any of you young bigs watching this game right now, really watch the way he operates down that block when there's in a crowd. Does a good job. Got him there, though, pushing off underneath.
Yeah.
He knew it right away, too. He's like, okay, he got me.
Yep. Pushed off on Adger, did Midgard. 36 points for the Bigs, 11 rebounds, 14 of 17 from the field.
Well, that's a night. 14 of 17. What part, is that about 70, 80% itself right there? Isn't it? You're better with numbers than I am.
What?
That's That's getting it done. Look at him out there sliding his feet out here behind the three-point line. That's kind of hilarious. Does somebody want to come over and help the big fella out? He's not supposed to be out that far away from the basket.
Smith for three. Off the mark.
Nice job by Frere with the box out that time on Whoop.
I remember you talk about that a lot, about not putting that ball on the court, on the floor.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, not even putting it on the floor, just bringing it down low along your waistband.
Yeah. Blackshear tried to pass it behind his back. Wooten, Midgard.
Shall not pass, using that length down there. Yeah, Badgers didn't stand a chance.
Get out of here with that. Up over the top, Labor, kick back out. Blackshear quickly to Frere, wide open for three.
Yeah, extra pass.
Baby.
Yeah, I tell you what, Blackshear Jr. is a very unselfish basketball player. It's fun to watch that young man play ball. Just don't run into his mama outside after you messed up the pronunciation of his last name. She will get you.
Good for her. 10 points, 3 assists for Frere.
Another rebound there by his big fella again. Adger's down there trying to claw for that ball. Midgard keeps it up, around his forehead.
Well, Frere, that's off the mark. Midgard trying to get a hand on there. Bringing it up, Benford. Benford to his right, nice little crossover, doesn't drop.
That was a sweet move that time, though. He kind of goofy-footed the layup. Unfortunately, couldn't get it down, but that was a good move to get to the rack.
Mikey Dixon, it didn't drop.
Yeah, he put too much English on it. He tried to spin the ball out of his hand onto the board, and he spun it so much, it spun all the way across the basket.
He's got the old Jock Plot mask on right now. Bounce pass, Dixon. Little hockey reference there for you, Scandi.
I didn't know that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know where that was coming from.
Oh, in and out.
After filling up in the first half there, all of a sudden the Lopes with that first bucket, they haven't been able to get a whole lot to go offensively. He knows how to put it in the bucket.
Left hand off the window.
Yeah, over his season, as Kate said, his season high, our average is around 23.5 points now. That gives him 25 now on the game.
Oh, look at the move by Blackshear.
He managed to get himself up off the floor, too. That was the most impressive part about the play. Some of these guys go down and can't help themselves back up off the floor. Blackshear Jr., he does a nice job of just freezing the defense with a little, I don't want to call it a head and shoulder fake or hesitation or whatever. It's just a change of pace more than anything else. I don't know if it just causes the defender to relax or try to guess what he's about to do. If he's going to circle back out or move right or left, and then he just continues to the basket.
Lopes have added a patch there.
What is this patch?
One nation under God.
Oh. Is that going to be on the jerseys the entire rest of the season?
I was not alerted to that, so that will be something Coach Drew and his staff
to find out.
Reinforcing the
down there.
Christian
some
mission of the
information.
university.
Is that what it is? Okay, I didn't know. So, sometimes there were black patches when people have passed.
Sure.
I didn't know if that had anything to do with the passing of Coach Westfall, the timing of it, or whatnot.
Patcher, near side, Reggie Smith. High Blackshear. Out to Wooten. Wooten guarded heavily by Sean Miller-Moore. Frees up a little bit of room. Big rebound. Labor up and grabs it for Blackshear. Blackshear on the run. Up high. Bam! Wow, what a feed by Blackshear to Sean Miller-Moore.
I don't know how we even saw Miller-Moore rolling that right lane. I thought Blackshear had ran past everybody on his team, and he got down that painted area, and he throws it up, but also back and a little extra height on it to give Miller-Moore a chance to run down and catch up with it. The big right paw, he sends it down, and Blackshear loves it. He just said, "Hey, Coach, did you see that play I just made?" Oh, he loves it. Now, a chance for Miller-Moore to set a new career high. He's missed a couple free throws. He's down and working on that stroke light. That's the first shot he's had to take. I think was the free throw. Everything else has been dunks at the rim for him.
I'm thinking he'll have another opportunity.
Yeah, he's going to get that career high tonight. You know what they say. in high water.
Williams doesn't drop for him.
There it is again. There it is again. I don't
Take
know
it
what that
himself.
is. That little hesitation, a dribble below the knee. I'm not quite sure how he does it and pulls it off, but he is freezing defenders and taking it right to the basket. What is that, 80 to 45? What's the number on it? Is that 35 points? What's going on here? I used to add those kind of scores. Subtracting and add, all kind of discombobulated.
Don't look at me, man. Oh,
there it is. There it is. There's his career high.
there it is.
He couldn't get it from the free throw line. He went back down and got it inside. There's one right.
Family has a lot of basketball pedigree in their family.
Yeah.
And I think it's just great that, the schedules would line up that way. They're able to do it. And I also enjoyed listening to them afterwards on the radio broadcast, joking about how Bryce's hair may be turning a little bit more gray, coaching the Lopes now. Scott said he's losing hair coaching Baylor, but obviously Baylor's doing something right. They are second ranked in the country. And Scott's saying a lot about how great it is what President Brian Mueller and GCU has done, the resources they pour into this basketball program, making it top tier, first class place to play at and coach.
I agree, and that was quite the effort for his brother to get up there that particular day because there was a lot of snow on the ground. Yeah, he had to try to navigate.
Who put a harm?
Well, it's just getting crazy now. They're just running to the basket, and everyone's just having fun above the rim. Miller Moore, boy, he got some wheels. He can get that basketball from anywhere about the top of the key, and with one dribble, he is finishing at the rim. He's got some big-time athleticism for sure.
Back to Scott Drew. Ooh, that's a little short.
He's going to have to work. He got to put some time in the lab at the free throw line, though. And the last time you said he got hit in the eye, and that's why he had missed the three-point line. This particular line, I don't think he got an excuse for that one.
Maybe it's a lingering.
Well, I saw LeBron James on Christmas shoot an air ball from the free throw line as well. So if one of the greatest players of all time could do it, certainly Miller Moore gets a pass.
Oh, getting a little sloppy now, right?
Well, they're just out there. It's turned into a bit of a pickup game where you're just running up and down the court, not really getting in any offensive sets. It's kind of a freewheeling basketball game. Maybe a little pick and roll is about all we're going to see the rest of this basketball game.
Back to Scott Drew and the Baylor Bears, 11-0. They play Texas Tech tomorrow. If you go to their schedule page and the game after game, who they play,
studs.
There is not a weak link in any of. And they're number 2. I don't know, man. It's a gauntlet every game they play, and tomorrow would be another one against Texas Tech. Who put a harm there?
Yeah, he gets the squad ready to perform regardless of who's in front of him. Man, Michigan's the same sort of thing. They've had a tough schedule. They've played 4 teams in the top 25 this past week, and they beat them all by 18 or 20 points. But there's some really good college teams out there. Throw Gonzaga in that mix as well. Iowa, Carolina's, even my Carolina squad, even though they're a little on the young side, they've had some flashes as well. Tournament this year is going to be really interesting because it's not Virginia, it's not some of these powerhouses that have been there for a while. It's some up and comers. Baylor kind of got the short end of the stick or the short straw, whatever you call it, last year, because I thought last year going into March they had a good chance of winning it all, and the #1 team in the country for a good part of that season a year ago. So let's see if now they can pick up where they left off, already ranked number 2, and if they keep their guys healthy, they got a good chance of making at least to the Final Four, which is going to be different. We're going to talk about that, them being in the Final Four, with all the teams being in Indiana.
Yeah, a little bubble,
right, Kate, basketball.
In Indiana. Kate wanted to talk a little bit about the bubble situation that's going to be in Indiana this year. Yeah,
I mean, as you guys know, Indianapolis is already kind of the amateur capital of the world here in sports. A lot of sports fans and obviously a lot of good college basketball. And now they'll kind of follow the steps of NBA season and finals last year and bubble it up. We had March Sadness last year because that's obviously when COVID-19 hit and everything came to a halt. So in an effort to hopefully have March Madness take place this year, instead of having, the regions all set up throughout the country, move everyone to Indianapolis and keep it close and see if you can keep it playing during COVID times. And I think it's great they have this plan in place. We're seeing it affect the schedule here for the Lopes. So I think if they can find a way to let these students have March and let us fans have it, please.
Right, got to do our brackets, right? And I think maybe they've taken a lesson from the NBA. They were successful at keeping their players COVID-free down that bubble in Orlando. WNBA as well. They called it the wobble. Were able to finish off their season. It wasn't ideal, but it was at least it provided everyone an opportunity to get some basketball later in the summer. I think they're going to have some success with it.
We hope.
I like Indianapolis. I've had a couple times hanging out there for extended periods of time. Of course, of my league playing against the Pacers in the playoffs a number of years, and they got some good eats down there. And
St. Elmo's Fire.
Mercy!
Jaden Stone.
Coach for Miami. Did you spend some time with the Dolphins? Shula's got a steakhouse there that I used to go to quite a bit.
St. Elmo's is a good spot.
Oh, yeah, they got that
shrimp cocktail
with that horseradish sauce. Flames come out of your nose. You had so much of that cocktail sauce on one of those shrimps.
16-2 run for GCU.
Guys, they have some good ballpark dogs down there, too. I actually worked for the AAA Indianapolis Indians team there.
I had no idea.
Not only did I do media, but when you're in AAA, you do it all. I also pulled tarp. And guess what? They have a lot of weather in Indianapolis as well.
That's an update I did not know about.
I want some video of Kate pulling the tarp. There's a rain delay.
You just don't want to fall because they say keep running so people will trample right over you. I never fell, but I did have to squeegee it off a lot.
Liam Lloyd off the glass.
Nice
I didn't know that about Kate. I actually broadcast AAA baseball in the old ballpark in Indianapolis with the guy with the tire that had a big statue out in center field out there.
Gosh, I was at Victory Field. Victory Field.
Yeah.
It was a premier ballpark, especially because they don't have a Major League Baseball team. They put a lot into that AAA team.
Yep. Finding out about a lot of things with the 91-49 margin here. Lloyd takes a hit. Jaden Stone is heard from here in the second half, along with many of the Lopes.
So what are your thoughts on when game gets a little carried away on the scoreboard? How should the players be playing out there?
As long as they're not getting sloppy, I don't mind them getting out there and free-willing it. Because you're getting a lot of guys that are getting opportunities to play in this game that aren't going to get extended minutes. The guys that are on the end of the bench, like your Oak Pose and some of the younger players, they're only going to get about 3 minutes, 4 minutes sometimes when you're playing against a conference opponent. So if they're out there and they're executing and not being sloppy with the basketball and creating a bunch of turnovers or trying behind-the-back passes or things of those nature, then it's fine. But an execution like that, and a double down on the right side for your shooter coming up off the top and he knocks down the three, everybody can live with that. Thank you for the question.
Rashad Smith, 2 of 3 from the arc. Overall, 4 of 5 on the season. Oakpo on Wooden. Wooden cuts into the paint. Doesn't go. Foul called.
Foul called on the Lopes, number 24.
Young man Wooten has got a cadence to his game that is really special. But he could play on any of these teams in the Western Athletic Conference for sure. He catches the ball with just a confidence and a smoothness that he's able to somehow just get to the side of his defender or throw his defender off balance just enough to be able to create opportunities.
Mikey Dixon on the court for Jaden Stone.
Yeah, that's what experience you do for me. The senior experience just allows him little opportunities, that other guys that are younger may have not come to realize about their abilities just quite yet.
31 for Wooten. 28 minutes on the floor.
Hey, Poe. Using those pogo stick-like legs around the basket, getting that second opportunity and powering it back up.
And pass by Clark goes out of bounds. Turnover. Under 10 to go, second half. The Lopes in command. McLaughlin checks back in for Rashad Smith.
Yeah, Rashad probably needs a little blow. I mean, he's not used to one of those heavy minutes that get him on the sidelines there. He's going to come back and play some more. McLaughlin, we didn't get a chance to talk about him probably as much as I'd like to, because he has become kind of an Oscar Freire type player that comes in off the bench, that can provide a little bit of everything for the team, especially on the rebounding and defensive side of the ball. He sets a good screen offensively, but really I think where his niche is from this team is on the defensive side, be able to protect the basket, rebound the ball, and use his legs in transition. Coming in for either one of those bigs is a huge bonus for Coach Drew's staff.
Dixon far side, back out to Okpo. Okpo near side. McMillan leaves for Liam Lloyd.
A little too much that time by McLaughlin down there. He had about a foot advantage on Reggie Smith. Not really, Reggie Smith. They listed him at 6'5", but I don't think he's probably closer to 6'3". And McLaughlin went down there and tried to put him in the torture chamber and moved him about 4 feet with one giant burst.
Clark. Wooten. Tied by McLaughlin. Moves left.
There he goes.
Wow. Not going to happen.
Every time, though. It's just that little foot fake to the middle, and he's gone baseline. Just a little pump fake or head and shoulder fake, and then he's gone again.
Back to the line.
Steve Wooten to shoot 2.
4 of 6 from the line. Now 5 of 7. GCU with 39 field goals. That's the most ever. Had 38 against Mississippi Valley State back in 2015. Most D1 points for the Lopes, 104 versus Omaha in 2015. School record 144 back in 96.
144
against Arizona Christian.
Is that a regulation game, or is that an over, like a triple overtime job?
It was like a Loyola Marymount game, right?
Yeah, I remember those days. We played Loyola Marymount when I was at North Carolina in the tournament one time. The final score was like 123 to 100. We were up and down.
Lloyd. Bounce pass. Okpo gives himself a little room and a kiss off the glass.
He did give himself. He created a little space by going into the defender and getting into the defender's body, knocked the defender back about 6-8 inches, created that little space that he needed to go from behind the backboard back to front of the backboard and just kiss it off the glass. Real easy like.
Wooten in the corner. Long distance shot by Williams off the mark. Jump ball.
Wooten's always around that basketball, isn't he? He just missed it. I was thinking, I was trying to get his first assist of the game. He kicked it up the outside, and teammate didn't make the shot. He went back in there and was able to tie up the GCU Lopes player.
8 minutes to go at the Lopes, up 98-53. McMillan near side, kicked back out Okpo to Liam Lloyd. Lloyd back up top. Dixon, long three. Good.
Mikey Dixon, even with the mask on, it doesn't bother him. He still find a way to put the ball in the basket from behind the arc. That's what that, Miller are 50 or 60 points tonight, but coach decided to put him on ice and give some of these other guys an opportunity. Of course, you gotta remember, we'll be back on the floor at 3 o'clock tomorrow, or 2 o'clock tomorrow to do it again.
Number 4, Reggie Smith.
Great for the full bench to kind of knock the rust off.
In the ballgame for the Flames, number
See how they respond as they approach this back-to-back scenario that they're facing in conference play. They were successful at Tarleton with back-to-back victories. Kate will have the pregame show right here at 1:30. Hope you'll join us. Driving baseline, right shots.
I like that. Just swing it around the perimeter, catch the defense a step slow as they try to close out Shard Smith. He just puts it down and goes to the basket. You got some perimeter players that really can explode to the hoop.
Wooten weaving his way. And pass. Let's go to caller number 3. Kate, you have a question?
I do. I am a long-time listener, big fan here.
Appreciate it.
No, actually, just kind of touching on those back-to-back games. Scott, just kind of from a player standpoint, what is it like? What is the routine when you're in it? Because I found it very interesting when listening to the Drew brothers talk over the weekend. Just Scott Drew just talking about how difficult it is in those away games when you're playing back-to-back to come out and try and get 2 wins. He was saying it really sometimes doesn't matter the opponent. It's just that routine. So kind of if you could shed some light into what a player goes through when it's those quick turnarounds like that in basketball. We're accustomed to it sometimes in other sports like baseball, but you don't always see it in basketball.
Yeah, it's really hydration and rest. That's the most important thing. You got to get a lot of fluids in your system so you're not cramping up the next time that you step on the floor. And generally in the NBA, they have a rule you can't play. You can't have 2 start times with less than 24 hours. But the Lopes won't even get the advantage of that because they go from an evening game to an afternoon game. So really important to get a lot of fluids with electrolytes in them and get up off your feet. And they'll have some sort of a walkthrough tomorrow. It won't be the full-blown shoot-around. You just saw this team. But they'll have a little chalk probably before the basketball game where they make sure that everyone's on the same page.
Well, they've hit for about 6 points during that brief conversation. A new D1 record. They surpassed the 104. They're at 110 now. Wooten, long distance, that's off the mark. Favor 19 minutes tonight.
Just one here again by McMillan there. I mean, all these guys.
Growing population, the economy, they have a lot to pour back into the economy, into sports, and how, they were very selective, and President Mueller was spearheading that expansion and just selective in which universities they were going after. They want this to be successful, and these universities are bringing into the fold now, a lot of strategy behind it. It's going to be exciting in the next couple of years as it all unfolds.
Yeah, Kate, I had a chance to talk to him. We were watching the first half of the women's game. They played New Mexico State. Tough game and an overtime game, but he was saying that this new conference that they put together would be right up there with the West Coast Conference. So it really made some moves, and he's really excited about it.
Definitely President Mueller instrumental with the expansion of the conference. Also, interim athletic director Jamie Boggs played a huge role as well. Driving in the paint, Lloyd. Okpo trying to get a hand on it. 4 Flames underneath. Wooten comes up the court with it. Off the mark. 4.5 to go. Some of these guys are going to talk about hydration. They're going to have to get that Gatorade.
Well, I mean,
seen a lot of minutes.
Sure. Yes. The funny thing is, all the starters are going to be fresh. They won't have heavy minutes in a typical game. I mean, this is a 4 or 5 point game. Those guys would still be on the floor here with under 5 minutes to go in the game. So, yes, they'll be tired. They'll be a little sore. They'll have to get their rest and their hydration. But it won't be like they've logged, 30, 32, 34. Sometimes we see Blackshirt Jr., he has to go 38 minutes in a basketball game. I don't have my stats monitor in front of me, but I would fathom the guess he hasn't played 20 minutes tonight. No player over 20 minutes, as a matter of fact, tonight.
Now Blackshear averaging 33 minutes a game. So those guys will be fresh, no doubt. You saw that map of the new look West. Whoa, man.
That was deep. That had to be 28 feet.
36 for Wooten. Better be in an ice bath after this one.
Ooh, Wooten catches his basketball.
Look at that.
I take that back. That's got to be closer to 32 feet out there on the floor. And hope that my Packers can get it done. The Rams looked pretty good last game they played, but I'm thinking the Packers with that home field advantage can somehow pull it out. It's going to be a tough one. All the games are going to be tough, though. New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Breeze and Tom Brady. That's two future Hall of Famers, two old heads, battling it out. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on there. And then you got your Bills, right? And who are they playing? They're playing the Ravens.
Jackson. I'm a little worried. Although there might be some lake effects coming over to Orchard Park, slowing Lamar down a little bit.
Yeah. So. You know, Lamar uses his legs real well. I don't think he's a confident passer when he's pressured. That Bills defense pretty darn good.
Yeah, they're having a lot of fun in Buffalo. First time in the playoffs since '95 when Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas, and Andre Reed and Bruce Smith were having fun.
Yeah, and then the last matchup, Kansas City. Reigning Super Bowl champs against the upstart Cleveland Browns that haven't been in the NFL playoffs in, 20 years?
But they're just happy to be there, right?
I think they were happy to get that win against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And they're probably done.
Stefanski doing a good job there in his first year.
He's a first-time coach there?
Yeah, he came over from the Vikings.
I know that. Yeah, he's done a good job.
Seems like
when they lost Odell Beckham, I think the team, they were probably thinking that they weren't going to be their year.
Yeah.
But they've kept the young quarterback. I'm trying to think of his name there. Does all those
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield.
Funny, isn't he?
They kept him. Every time I turn the TV on, he's in a commercial.
Yeah.
They've kept him under control. He's taking care of the the football a little bit better, not throwing any interceptions.
No.
And
good running attack, Chubb. And
I like Chubb. So they've done well. But if I'm picking two teams to go to the Super Bowl, Green Bay and Buffalo, that could be good.
Yeah.
What about the Ravens?
Could be.
That game tomorrow, I don't see Kansas City going back-to-back Super Bowls. I just don't. They're probably the most talented team, but I just don't think it's going to happen for them.
Taking a chance.
I didn't think they'd get 120 points this basketball game, but look like they're going to stop all over 120 and keep on moving. Hatcher hurt his left arm or elbow, maybe even. He's gone. Yeah. He walked straight off the court and back to the locker room area.
Eligibility left, Scott?
Oh no.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. They only traveled 8 guys over here. If he can't come back tomorrow, that'll leave him with just 7. It's tough. They were back there, rub some dirt on it, and getting right for tomorrow.
Can't say enough about the effort, though, early on.
All these guys.
Wooten is phenomenal tonight.
They played hard. They don't score board watch. A lot of teams, they fall down by 20, 30, 40 points. They start watching the scoreboard and just stop playing. And this team, they've tried. They're not as good as the Lopes, but they played hard. They didn't worry about that. They competed.
Yep.
And if you're Coach Drew and his staff, that's what you need. When you got a team in your conference that drops 2 games on you, you got to get a filler team. You want a team that's going to give it the roll for 40 minutes, and this Flames team certainly has done that.
Ethan Spry in the game for the Lopes. Clark off the mark. Spry. Good hustle by Spry, but he might have got called.
Call 12 on the Lopes, number 31, Ethan Spry. First personal.
Well, I like that. I mean, see, this is the kind of thing, Kate, you asked me that question about how the guy's going to play when it starts to become more of a pickup game. That's the effort you want to see. That's just two guys going for the basketball and help him up off the floor, let him go to the line, shoot his free throws. My first year at North Carolina, we were a solid team. We were #1 in the country. We ended up winning 32 games that season. I didn't see a lot of minutes, so one of the things you could do, and we blew a lot of teams out like this, you're not afraid to commit that foul because it stops the clock and it gives you a couple extra ticks to maybe go down the other end and get you another bucket.
Coach was on to you, wasn't he?
Oh, I'm sure they knew what was going on.
Yeah.
I wasn't the only one doing it.
Yeah. Oh, you got to be kidding me, man.
Wooten's still out there knocking down threes.
It's like GCU 118, Wooten 59. Pretty close.
Yeah, he's had a phenomenal performance tonight. I'd be interested to see if he might have to ice his elbow down going into the game tomorrow.
Hey, that's right! First break.
Yeah, he loves the three. Look at the bench. The bench loves it. They told him to shoot the last one. He was a little hesitant. And that's why he came back. He wasn't hesitant. He had more of a rhythm, and he knocked it down. 121 points for the Lopes tonight. 62 on that three-pointer there for the Bethesda Flames. I mean, this was a game, obviously, the Lopes needed. Not the competition that they probably that keeps them ready for the Western Athletic Conference, but certainly gives them an opportunity to get everybody to get out there, a chance to play and have good. Those guys work hard in practice. It's nice to see them get out there and get some minutes. And they're going to get more minutes tomorrow. Look at they're giving it to Earl Spry.